Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to see an interesting lesson in physics, sources of energy. Contents: Introduction, good sources of energy, conventional sources of energy, fossil fuels, non-conventional sources of energy, environmental consequences, conservation of energy. What is energy? The capacity or ability to do any work is called as energy. That is, if we want to do any work, we need energy. In such cases, the first object will lose the energy and the second object will gain the energy. By that, work will be done. According to law of conservation of energy, energy can be neither created nor destroyed, but one form of energy can be converted into another form of energy. For example, an automobile engine will change the chemical energy of fuel into mechanical energy and heat energy. The nuclear fusion reaction which takes place inside the sun will be converted into heat energy and light energy. We know very well green plants prepare their own food with the help of sunlight. The light energy from sun can be converted into chemical energy and stored in the plants. An electric mixer will convert the electrical energy into mechanical energy and heat energy. When you hammer a nail, it will be converted into mechanical energy. When you light a lamp, the electrical energy will be converted into light energy. All these examples shows that we cannot create the energy or we cannot destroy the energy. One form of energy will be converted into another form of energy. The SI unit of energy is joules and the larger amount of energy is measured in kilojoules. Characteristics of good sources of energy. An ideal source of energy should have the following characteristics. What are they? It should have high calorific value. What is calorific value? The amount of energy produced in kilojoule when you burn 1 kg of a substance. That is, from a smaller amount of fuel, large amount of energy should be produced. In such case, we can say the fuel have high calorific value. Easily accessible, that is, it should be available everywhere, even in rural area or urban area or in any remote areas. The fuel should be available. A good source of energy should be available. Easy to store and transport, that is, a good source of energy should be portable. By that, we can easily store them and we can easily transport them. Economical, it should be cheap so that all can buy those fuel. Pollution free and environmental friendly, it should not cause any pollution. It should not produce ashes on burning. It should not form any unburnt particles on burning. It should be completely burnt. It should not produce lot of smoke. If all these characteristics are satisfied, we can say such energy as a good source of energy. But we have any source of energy like that? Let's see. At the end of the lesson, you will get the answer for this question. Sources of energy. Sources of energy are classified into two types: conventional sources of energy and non-conventional sources of energy. What are conventional sources of energy? Conventional sources of energy are also called as non-renewable sources of energy. That is, those energies cannot be renewed again and again, and they have been accumulated in nature for a very long time and are limited in nature. That is, those sources of energy have been formed millions of years ago. That is, if it got exhausted, we have to wait for millions of years once again to get it back. Example for conventional sources of energy: fossil fuels and nuclear energy. Fossil fuels. What are fossils? Fossils are the remains of the prehistoric animals or plants buried under the earth millions of years ago. That is, the plants and animals which died millions of years ago were gradually buried deep in the earth and got covered with sediments like mud and sand in the absence of oxygen. In such condition, the buried remains of plants and animals were converted into fossil fuels. Do you know, sun is the ultimate source of fossil fuels. How? As I said earlier, to prepare food, green plants will convert the light energy from the sunlight and store it as a chemical energy in them. That chemical energy is nothing but carbon which is stored in the plants and animals. Those carbon only will be converted into fossil fuels. So, fossil fuels are energy rich compounds of carbon which were originally made with the help of sun's energy. Coal, petroleum and natural gas are commonly called as fossil fuels. Coal. What is coal? Coal is a complex mixture of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. In addition to that, small amounts of nitrogen and sulfur compounds are also present in the coal. How coal was formed? Coal was formed by the decomposition of large plants and trees buried under the earth millions of years ago. The exploitation of coal as a source of energy made the Industrial Revolution possible. Uses of coal. Coal is used as a heating element in domestic and industrial purpose. It is used in thermal power plant to generate electricity. It is used in the preparation of coke. That is, coke is used as a reducing agent in the extraction of metals. That is, the minerals which is present in the earth crust will be in the form of oxides. What is reduction? Removal of oxygen. Those oxygen can be removed from that and we can get the metal separately. For example, zinc oxide and calcium oxide contain oxygen in them. By adding coke, we can remove the oxygen from that. By that, zinc and calcium metals can be obtained. Coal is also used in the synthesis of fuel gas which is called as coal gas. Thermal power plant. How fossil fuel is used in thermal power plant? Large amount of fossil fuels such as coal or petroleum or natural gas are burnt up in the thermal power stations to produce large amount of heat. Those heat energy will boil the water which in turn converts into steam. The steam with high temperature will drive the blades of the turbine which in turn drives the generator. What is a generator? A generator is a device which converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. Those electrical energy with the help of transformer will be transmitted over long distances. This is how electricity is produced in thermal power plant with the help of fossil fuels. Petroleum. Petroleum is a complex mixture of hydrocarbons, that is hydrogen and carbon, and also small amount of nitrogen, oxygen and sulfur. How was petroleum formed? Petroleum, or also called as crude oil or also called as black gold, were formed by the decomposition of the remains of extremely small plants and animals buried under the sea millions of years ago. As I said, the petroleum which we dug out initially will be in the impure form. By fractional distillation method, the different petroleum products are obtained. How petroleum is obtained? Petroleum is obtained by drilling holes called oil wells into the earth crust where the presence of oil has been predicted by survey. So this picture shows the presence of petroleum inside the sea. So petroleum occurs deep down under the earth between two layers of impervious rock, that is impermeable rock, that is non-porous rock which will not have any holes. Natural gas occurs above the petroleum oil trapped under the rock. So when we dug out to obtain petroleum, initially we will get natural gas. After that only petroleum oil can be obtained. Fractional distillation method. So this picture shows how the petroleum products are separated at different temperature. The petroleum is heated in a fractionating tower at high temperature. At different temperature, different petroleum products are obtained such as petrol, diesel, kerosene, petroleum gas, lubricating oil, wax, etc. Petrol, diesel and kerosene are used as a fuel, but petroleum gas is used as a cooking fuel. Lubricating oil is used as a lubricant and wax is used in the making of candles. Petroleum gas, which is used in the form of LPG. What is the full form of LPG? Liquefied petroleum gas. So the most important petroleum gas is LPG. The main constituents of LPG is butane, and in addition to that, smaller amounts of ethane and propane are present. What are these butane, propane and ethane? Butane, propane and ethane are nothing but carbon compounds. What is the use of this LPG? It is used for domestic cooking, that is, it is used in the home to cook. Advantages of LPG. It has high calorific value. As I said, small amount of fuel should produce large amount of energy. In such case, we can say that particular fuel have high calorific value. So LPG has high calorific value. It burns with smokeless flame, that it will not produce large amount of smoke, and it is easy to store, handle and transport. What are the disadvantages of LPG? It is a highly inflammable gas, that is, it can easily catch fire. So we should be very cautious in using LPG in our home. And in case of any leakage from the gas cylinder, will form an explosive mixture with the air. So those explosives can cause accidents. Natural gas. Natural gas is used in the form of CNG. What is CNG? Compressed natural gas. It mainly consists of methane, and among the fossil fuel, it is the cleanest of all the fuels. Where it is used? It is used as a fuel in transport vehicles. So far, we have seen how fossil fuel plays an important role in our day-to-day life. But even though fossil fuels have some disadvantages. What are they? Burning of fossil fuels causes lot of pollution in the environment. That is, when we burn the fossil fuels, large amount of smoke will be produced which contain harmful and toxic substances. Those toxic substances can mix with the air and cause air pollution. It is a non-renewable sources of energy. That is, we cannot renew again and again. Once when we use, it will be exhausted. It causes acid rain. The smoke, already I said, which contain harmful gases such as oxides of carbon, nitrogen and sulfur. Those gases, when they mix with the atmosphere, will dissolve in the water and form as an acid rain. Acid rain is really harmful for living organisms. Global warming. Fossil fuels release harmful greenhouse gas such as carbon dioxide, which leads to global warming. And it produces lot of smoke and ash on burning. How to control the pollution caused by fossil fuels? By fitting catalytic converter in the vehicles. Catalytic converter is a device which changes the harmful gases coming from the vehicles into harmless gases before releasing them into air. That is, the smoke which is coming out from the vehicles contain toxic gases such as carbon monoxide. With the help of catalytic converter, carbon monoxide can be converted into harmless carbon dioxide. By washing down the smoke and acidic gases produced by the thermal power plant by water in a scrubber. What is scrubber? Scrubbers are tank where the smoke and waste gases produced by thermal power plant are sprayed by jets of water before they reach the chimneys. So what water will do? Water will wash off all the unburnt particles, soot particles from the smoke and also dissolve those harmful gases such as carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. By installing electrostatic precipitator in the chimneys. When an electrostatic precipitator is installed in the chimney, the unburnt carbon particles and ash particles present in smoke keep on depositing on the inner walls of the chimney and do not go into the air. So in thermal power plants, those smoke particles will be deposited in the inner wall of the chimneys with the help of electrostatic precipitator. By that, the harmful gases and unwanted particles will not mix with the air and cause air pollution. By following these methods, we can control the pollution caused by the fossil fuels, but 100% we cannot do that. It's time to think now. Apart from protecting ourselves from corona, has the lockdown brought any other benefits too? Wait for a few minutes to get the answer. Till that, you can think. I'll give a hint for you. The answer is related to this lesson. Nuclear energy is also another conventional source of energy. What is nuclear energy? The energy produced by the nucleus of radioactive elements such as uranium, thorium, plutonium is called nuclear energy. These radioactive elements will produce high power radiations. Those radiations contain large amount of heat. That heat energy can be converted into electrical energy. Nuclear energy can be taken in two ways, either by nuclear fission or by nuclear fusion. What is nuclear fission? What is the meaning of fission? Fission means dividing. So, the process in which the heavy nucleus of a radioactive atom splits up into smaller nuclei when bombarded with low energy neutron. That is, the heavy nucleus of radioactive elements such as uranium, thorium and plutonium will be splits up into lighter nuclei. In such cases, large amount of heat energy will be evolved out. Such reaction is called as nuclear fission. This reaction is also called as chain reaction, which takes place continuously, and this nuclear fission can be controlled. So it is also called as controlled chain reaction. Nuclear fission reaction is used to generate electricity in nuclear power plants. Since nuclear fission can be controlled, it can be used in nuclear power plant to generate electricity. How? In nuclear power plant, inside the nuclear reactor, it will be filled with the nuclear fuel such as uranium, thorium or plutonium. Due to the fission reaction, large amount of heat energy will be evolved out. This heat energy will boil the water and convert it into steam. The steam with high temperature will drive the blades of the turbine, which in turn drives the generator. Generator will convert the mechanical energy into electrical energy, and those electrical energy can be transmitted over long distances. In India, 6 nuclear power plants are there at present. Tarapur in Maharashtra, Rana Pratap Sagar in Rajasthan, Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu, Narora in Uttar Pradesh, Kaprapur in Gujarat, Kaiga in Karnataka. Nuclear bomb or atom bomb. Atom bomb undergoes the process called nuclear fission. How? The highly destructive atom bomb is based on the nuclear fission reaction of uranium or plutonium. In the atom bomb, the fission reaction is deliberately allowed to go out of control so as to produce an enormous amount of energy in a very short time. This energy causes destruction to human life and property. The atom bombs based on the fission reaction were dropped on the Japanese cities Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 during Second World War, which caused loss of human life and property a lot. Nuclear fusion. What is the meaning of fusion? Fusion means combining together. The process in which two or more nuclei of light elements like hydrogen and the isotopes of hydrogen such as protium, deuterium and tritium combine to form a heavy nucleus is called nuclear fusion. So in nuclear fusion method, the isotopes of hydrogen such as deuterium and tritium will combine and form a heavy nucleus of helium. During that time, large amount of energy will be emitted out. Such process is called as nuclear fusion. But like nuclear fission method, nuclear fusion cannot be controlled. Because of that, nuclear fusion method is not used in nuclear power plants to generate electricity. Hydrogen bomb. The principle behind the hydrogen bomb is nuclear fusion. How? Initially, due to fission reaction, the uranium or thorium or plutonium will release a large amount of energy. This heat energy will raise the temperature of the deuterium or tritium inside the hydrogen bomb. So the deuterium and tritium at high temperature will combine, will fuse together and produce large amount of energy. This energy will explode the hydrogen bomb, which in turn produce enormously large amount of energy in a short period of time and causes destruction. So this shows how hydrogen bomb works. So in the working of hydrogen bomb, initially fission reaction will take place and that slowly will be converted into fusion reaction. Do you know the source of sun's energy is due to nuclear fusion reaction? We know very well sun gives us heat and light energy. How? The deuterium and tritium, that is the isotopes of hydrogen which is present inside the sun, will fuse together and form helium nucleus, which gives the large amount of heat and light energy. The sun, which gives us heat and light, derives its energy from the fusion of hydrogen nuclei into helium nuclei. Nuclear fusion reaction of hydrogen are the sources of sun's energy. Even stars also obtain energy from the nuclear fusion reactions of hydrogen. Advantages of nuclear energy. It produces large amount of energy from a very small amount of nuclear fuel. That is, nuclear energy have high calorific value. And once the nuclear fuel is loaded in the nuclear reactor, at a stretch it can produce energy for 2 to 3 years. And it does not produce any harmful gases. These are the advantages of nuclear energy. Even though it has some disadvantages. Improper nuclear waste storage can pollute the environment. We know very well the nuclear energy produced from nuclear power plant is due to nuclear fission. How nuclear fission takes place? Because of the radioactive elements such as uranium, thorium and plutonium. Those radioactive elements release large amount of harmful radiations. So those wastage is not disposed properly, it can lead to pollution in the environment. The cost of installation and maintenance of nuclear power plant is high. There is a risk of accidents in the nuclear reactor. Moreover, it is a non-renewable sources of energy. That is, once the uranium, thorium and plutonium got over under the earth crust, again we have to wait to get it back for millions of years. So this is the answer for the question which I asked. India at present. So in 2019, you can see in the India map, it is completely polluted, but in 2020 you can see the pollution has been decreased a lot. How? Because of this present lockdown. So due to lockdown, the usage of vehicles have been reduced and factories and industries are shut down. So because of that, the usage of fossil fuels have been decreased. That is the reason how the pollution have been controlled in India at present due to the present lockdown. So this shows the impact of the fossil fuels in the environment, and it also gives a warning for us that we have to switch on to alternative sources of energy. Those alternative sources of energy we will see in the next class. To summarize, the ability or capacity to do any work is called as energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. A good source of energy should have high calorific value, should be easily available, should present in abundant quantity, should be easily accessible, easy to store and transport. It should not cause any pollution. It should be economical. It should not produce a lot of smoke and ashes on burning, and it should be a renewable source of energy. Conventional sources of energy. Conventional sources of energy are also known as non-renewable sources of energy, which are limited in nature and are exhaustible, which has been formed millions of years ago. The two types of conventional sources of energy are fossil fuels, which are formed from the dead remains of plants and animals, and nuclear energy, which is obtained from the nucleus of the radioactive elements. Coal, petroleum and natural gas are commonly called as fossil fuels. Nuclear energy undergo two processes called nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Hope you enjoyed the class. Collect the points from this video, and along with this video, worksheet will be sent to you. Complete the worksheet on time. We'll see you in the next class. Thank you, students.